certainly looks like the Konami's cleaning some things up around here. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that Betrayal button so you guys don't miss out more on it. So this morning Konami fixed the long-awaited problem that we had with Betrayal, because this card actually did not function correctly in the TCG, which is crazy to think about here. So this actually will fix the big concern that everybody had going forward with Exosister. While I was busy slunched over crying for 4 days, I didn't get the chance to talk about the situation that we found ourselves in with this card, but Konami came through on the database and actually patched things up. Now, the big issue was it was you banishing the card but making the opponent choose. It's now your opponent banishes one of them, which is now correct for the way that it needs to be. So good news, everybody. Betrayal is fixed, and this should actually fix Exosister going forward. It's not really much of a betrayal. I did want to talk a little bit about how this is going to impact the meta for the 300th kind of going forward. And also, if you guys didn't check out, Kongs is doing a huge event this weekend with not one, not two, but 3 Forbidden Crowns on the line. So if you guys do want to test out for some of the new format, I would recommend that you go check it out, go sign up. It's a completely free event, and it's going to be ran on Dueling Book, which I know a lot of players do love DB, and I know a lot of people are going to be super excited to have the opportunity to play in this upcoming event. So I am very excited for those of you that do want to do it. So with this change being in effect here, I think that this is actually going to be a very, very nice push in the right direction, because a lot of Exosister players weren't really set on the deck being good. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I'm still not set on Exosister being good. My friend was playtesting like a Canine, Rizal, Exosister pile, and he like showed me an inboard. I'm like, cool, can I see some opening hands? He burked 3 hands in a row. I was like, why are we playing Canine cards in here? Why are we I get the like 1 ice Rizal is like full combo, but like you still have to see the ice Rizal. You still have to see other level 4s and things to get you places. My concern is we're not seeing enough of the combo pieces to really make this idea come true. But I mean, this is why there's playtesting. This is why we have the 300ths coming up. This is why, you know, we're going to see all of these giant, massive opportunities going forward that players are actually going to want to see and talk about. Because quite honestly, I think it is going to make some differences in the landscape of what you expect the future meta to be. But with that being said, though, we got to talk a little bit about White Forest. And I've said this passively in a couple videos, but I still do mean this. White Forest, I think, is going to be one of the scariest decks going into this weekend, with a couple of expectations to take through. One, they're going to have to be a qualified, and I truly do mean this, like, they have to know what they're doing with the deck. You can't just go pick up the White Forest deck, turn off your brain, and think you're going to be able to do well with it. No. White Forest is actually one of the more skill-intensive builds that I have seen, honestly, in the more modern times. And I think it's really, really cool to see that. Now, the reason why this deck is going to get very, very scary is they had to play counter cards to be able to stop you from drawing them. If you don't draw them, they're able to make a board that's got like several indestructible monsters on it. I believe it's 5 monsters, something in the extra monster zone. There's 2 to 3 back row. They usually have 2 to 3 cards in their hand. Potentially the end board is very, very strong for what it is. I mean, yes, you can play through it. I mean, Nib is a heck of a card too, to push through these things, but I do truly think right now that White Forest is going to be one of these surprise decks that people really, they've heard it, and you know, they haven't actually considered it. you know, it's Droll is at 2 right now. I once again, the reality of this is going to hit somebody in the face really hard here, where Droll was an auto win button in certain matchups. You know, I'm not going to say like Dark World's going to come creeping back, because that deck's got other problems it has to deal with. You know, Dimension Shifter. Let's see. You can't see him, but Shifter's smiling at me from over there in the corner. So there's that. But, you know, the auto win button, or the percentage of you drawing Lockbird, is going to be way more significantly, you know, pushed down at this point than I think players are really realizing. So it's why, like, a deck like White Forest that is already an incredibly strong deck as it is, it would make sense that the deck is going to see a little bit more representation. We'll see if this is going to hold true through the 300th, and we'll see it when, you know, when we get the chance to sit down and look through the Kong stuff this week, and we'll see if it actually does make a difference kind of going forward. Because once again, I can't imagine that it's not going to make a difference, because losing 33% of your overall Droll and Lockbirds that you have available to you does seem like a significant hit. Now, overall, to the rest of the meta kind of going forward here, there's been talk about this GMX dinosaur pile. I know not much about this. I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen a couple of combo videos popping up with it. I know that, you know, the GMX monster is able to bring out Dyna, and it was like full for hire combo. But you're actually telling me that there is additional play lines on top of this that you can actually access and do other things with. There's also, I guess, GMX Mitsurugi running around. I don't know how I feel about that one. Once again, I mean, being slumped over crying for 4 days, you know, has put me a little bit more behind in catching up and reading info. But just hearing the term Mitsurugi dinosaur, that's a combination of things. I mean, what? That's got to do with Animadored Archosaur, right? You think, because Animadored Archosaur, pop a level 8 dinosaur, walk on over to your deck, go la 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 la, pull out the Ame, and you're basically able to do full combo. I think that's going to be one of the biggest surprises out of this, these YCSs going forward, and actually out of this format in general. It's going to be who is going to bring the craziest combination to the table, or is it just going to be Draco Tail coming in and ruining things? Because at this point in time, like, we all are acknowledging Draco Tail is going to be one of the best decks, right? There's no argument for that in the back of the room from the Draco Tail group. I read a lot from the Draco Tail group during the ban list. They're like, oh, this deck is dead, you know. It's like, we lost Malulu, deck is dead, and it's like, guys, do you not know what's going on in the OCG? You guys not know, like, how strong this deck is? I mean, you guys know that the deck feels incredibly powerful, right? So, why are we lying? Is it just we don't have data to back things up? I don't know. I really don't know at the moment. But at this point in time, Betrayal is a good change. It's going to functionally help things out. I think whatever GMX pile is cooking in the background might very seriously be a real challenger to the meta. And when I learn more about this, I'll sift through some info and see what I can find. I will try to showcase some of that, because that list, or that deck, seems very interesting. At least, you know, maybe it does make a surprise appearance. I don't have an answer to you as to what's going to make surprises or what yet. But you guys have a Kong's tournament you can sign up for this weekend if you want to actually try to win some crowns. Depending on how big the tournament gets, there might be additional prizing. I would definitely check them out and just go have a good time. I'm very curious to see what the meta is going to produce on these results, but I think that's a fair assessment kind of going forward here. So, good to see Konami's fixing some stuff, I guess. Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys.
Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.